Hello everyone, welcome to part 8 of this video. We're gonna go ahead and just get started. I didn't show these Funkos last time. We got some Twin Peaks ones, Mr. Robot, Baywatch, and Mad Men right there. And this is all basically, every single one of these is a Wonder Woman variant. I'm a big fan of Wonder Woman, the original series, and also just like the film, the character, the comic book character and such. So I have a lot of the Funkos, but I filled the entire row, so I don't think I'll have room for any more. So let me just move these out of the way and then we could go ahead and get started. Hopefully nothing falls over today. Alright, so we have the Beatles 1. This is their #1 singles. All the music videos in a box set. Pretty cool release. If you're a fan, you know you gotta have it. We have the Terminator Anthology box set, which comes with 1, 2, 3, Rise of the Machines, and also Salvation. I like 1 and 2. 2 is fantastic, one of my favorite films of all time. 3 is pretty good, and Salvation is also pretty good as well. Pretty good box set to have. I know they have like different ones. I have the other titles as well in other releases. This is a Labyrinth Steelbook. Pretty good Jim Henson film. It's just the effects might feel a little bit dated. Obviously time has passed by, but David Bowie was wonderful in film. The Poison Ivy collection. This was a blind buy. Pretty good. I like the first one quite a bit. I think it has Drew Barrymore in it, that first one. But yeah, not a bad series. Fourth one is the worst one. And then we have Wonder Woman, some of the Wonder Woman collection stuff. So I have the Wonder Woman 2017 film on Steelbook. This is a nice Steelbook right here. And then Wonder Woman 1984, another fantastic looking Steelbook. Not a great film. It's an alright film. I liked it better on a rewatch. And then I have the Wonder Woman complete series. I love this show with Linda Carter. Watched it like weekly on TV, and then had to get the set once it came out. Love that show. Big fan of that one. And then we have the Stanley Kubrick Filmmaker Collection. So it has Lolita, which I love. 2001 Space Odyssey is fantastic. Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, both fantastic. The Shining, fantastic. Full Metal Jacket, Eyes Wide Shut, fantastic. What a great box set. Got it abroad. Everything works fine here. And it has all the essential things that you need from him. And then Plan 9 from Outer Space. One of the best, like, worst movies of all time. Kind of a guilty pleasure, but you can tell, like, it was like hectic shooting it, and it was just like a terrible film, but it has an endearing quality to it. So this should be easy, just pulling these down. In this one, it's a smaller space. Public Enemies, got this one for pretty cheap. A pretty good gangster film with Johnny Depp and one of his better performances. I do like this film. I think it's a Michael Mann film actually. And then we have a double pack of Raging Bull, Rocky, and The Usual Suspects. Raging Bull is a classic Scorsese, great Robert De Niro performance. I have the Rocky Undisputed collection as shown earlier, so you know that's just an extra title there. And The Usual Suspects, which is pretty good. On a rewatch, it didn't hold up as well, but I think it's still pretty good. And then we got Punch Drunk Love, one of the best Paul Thomas Anderson films, one of the best Adam Sandler performances in film. Great one, that. And then I have the 4K re-release of Pulp Fiction. I know it came out with the Steelbook as well, but I really like this with the slipcover, so I upgraded to it. And then I rewatched it the other day, and I thought it was fantastic. I think this film's amazing. Not my favorite from Tarantino, but still like very, very high quality, that one. Okay, let's see how to do this. We have a triple pack, a comic book triple pack of Punisher, The Spirit, and Kick-Ass. Talked about the Kick-Ass 2 earlier, and there's the Kick-Ass, the first one. The Spirit's alright, the Punisher's pretty good as well. And then to complete the Punisher collection, I do have Punisher Warzone. This one like turns up the violence, and sacrifices the story a little bit for it, but I think it's pretty good. And then we have Quarantine. This is the English language remake of Wreck, and I think it's pretty good. It's a decent film. It's kind of like a shot-for-shot remake, but pretty good. I wish they had Wreck solo by itself. I would buy it. I don't really want the whole anthology. The Quick and the Dead, nice 4K. Watched this one on TV when it came once, and great Sharon Stone film, and it has a great cast. Young Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe. I like that film quite a bit. It's a good Western. and it's Sam Raimi, I believe. And then A Rainy Day in New York. As I mentioned earlier, we all condone Woody Allen. I got this one as a blind buy because I really like Elle Fanning, and I just wanted to see Selena Gomez in this film as well. It's okay. I think they all donated their salary for that one because it was they didn't want to work with somebody with those allegations. And then we got the Rambo Complete Collection. It's not the Complete Collection anymore because there's Last Blood. I don't have Last Blood because I didn't like it. First Blood's pretty good. 2 and 3 are good. 4 is good. I mean, what can I say? They're all good films. Rashomon. Saw this in... I think I saw this in film class initially. Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. The story is just fantastic, and the storytelling in this is amazing. It's probably one of his best films. Maybe my favorite one, actually. And then we have Rat Race. Happy this came out on Blu-ray. Saw this years and years ago, and I thought it was a pretty funny film. So it was nice to see that one. And then we have Ratatouille. Don't have a whole lot of Pixar, but when I do, I really like the film. Really love Ratatouille, and this is a really nice steelbook as well. Happy with that one. And now let's get to these last ones up here. So we have Raw. I know they released this in the US eventually, but this was prior to it coming out in US. Love this film. A nice cannibal film. I don't know what region where this is from. It's probably some European country, but it works fine here, so I don't need to upgrade. Reanimator, one of the best body horror type films. Love this film. It's fantastic. I try to watch it every year, like during the Halloween season. Then we have The Reader. Really great performance by Kate Winslet. It's kind of like a courtroom drama in the second half, but it's a great film. And then we have Ready or Not. This was a surprise to me in theaters. Samara Weaving's excellent in it. Very much a surprise. I think the trailer wasn't that great, but once you watch it, it's a really good rewatchable film. Ready Player One. A lot of people don't like this one. I think it's a fantastic Steven Spielberg film. I'm not I didn't read the books or anything, so I can't really give much of an opinion on that. But I think this one was a very, very fun film to watch. All right, maybe I can move these out of the way here instead of like pushing them out. But let's see. Once Upon a Time in the West, one of the greatest westerns of all time. Excellent score, great film. A little long, but Sergio Leone's epic, that one. And then we have 1 Hour Photo, one of the best Robin Williams performance you'll see. I think his best performances come when he's like in a villainous role. And this is just what a fantastic film that one is. A lot of people don't like this one, but I'm a huge fan of Nicholas Winding Refn. So Only God Forgives, fantastic film. Ryan Gosling, I think he's great in it. A lot of neon in this film, just a visual spectacle. Ed Wood's Orgy of the Dead. I think this was on sale, so I got it. And then there was like a feature on it as well that I saw. It was just like people dancing around, getting naked and whatever. It's an Ed Wood film. I mean, there's really no plot to that one. And then we have Orphan. Really good horror film. With Isabel Fuhrman. I did not like Next Kill or First Kill? I didn't like it, unfortunately. I thought it could have been better, especially since this one's really good. I think they just waited too long to make that film. The Other Guys, really good comedy, Adam McKay comedy. Very watchable, very quotable, very funny. The Outsiders, a classic book that we read as a child. I think they did a good job with this film. It's a Francis Ford Coppola film as well. Great cast with a lot of budding stars who went on to do big things. The original Overboard, I do love Goldie Hawn, so I have a lot of her in my collection. I think this is a good film. Remake was alright, not too bad. Oz the Great and Powerful, Sam Raimi film. A huge fan of Wizard of Oz. I have that later in the collection, and I thought this prequel, they did a good job with it. Not a lot of people will acknowledge that one, but I think it's good. Pain and Gain, pretty good Michael Bay film. Actually enjoyed this more than a lot of his other films. Thought it was a fun time. Pretty rewatchable as well. We have a pretty good Western here from Clint Eastwood, Pale Rider. I like a lot of Clint Eastwood Westerns, so I have a few in my collection. And then we have one that's kind of sticky here, Pan. Look, this film was panned. It's not a good film by any means, but I love Rooney Mara. I think she looks great in this, and I have a lot of her films in my collection. She's one of my favorite actresses. Panic Room. This is a bootleg. I don't know if it came out on Blu-ray. I don't think it did. This is an early David Fincher film, and it's fantastic. Love this film, so I had to get the bootleg. They gotta start releasing things, you know. Paper Towns. Got this one pretty cheap. I think it opens up some way. It's a pretty cool release. It opens up. So nice slipcover with Cara Delevingne. That's an alright film. Saw that one in theaters. Paradise Hills. I actually do like this film a lot. It's very unique. Nice cast as well. Has Isa Gonzalez, Emma Roberts, and Mila Jovovich. This is a pretty good film. And then we have the Paranormal Activity first 3 film collection. The only 3 that I feel like I need. The first one's it's okay. 2 I think is the best one, and 3 is all right. And then I just got 4 because it was very, very cheap. Used probably like $1, and it came with a slipcover. Though I don't care for this film. I don't really care for those films that much, unfortunately. Paris, Texas. Here's one I do care for. Great film by Wim Wenders. Amazing film. One of the best films of all time. Definitely go ahead and watch that one. Here's another one that everyone should watch. Parasite. Fantastic film. Great twists along the way. It got its due. I think it got good recognition here in the States, which is great. A Brian De Palma film, Passion. Pretty good film. Nice cast. Rachel McAdams and Noomi Rapace. I like that one. I like the red case. Passion Play. Nothing great about this film. I just like Megan Fox, and this was very cheap. Pearl Harbor, guilty pleasure Michael Bay film that kind of focuses on the love story aspect of the disaster, but I think it still works fine. Penelope. Oh, here's a film that I really, really enjoy. This is a Natalie Wood film. I think from the 60s. But what a fantastic film. Such a good watch. She's like a thief, and then like running from the cops and such. Really, really good film. She was a great actress, actually, and I have a few of her stuff that I like, or whatever is available on Blu-ray. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Really good coming of age film with Emma Roberts. Nice score, soundtrack as well. Personal Shopper. This film kind of sold me on Kristen Stewart as an actress. I think this is a good film. Pretty unique. Definitely worth a Criterion release. Saw that one in the cinema as well. Phantom of the Opera at the Royal Albert Hall. My favorite Broadway show of all time. I've seen it on Broadway. I've seen it in England. I think at Royal Albert Hall. I'm not sure where I saw it, but I saw both. Love this film. I love this musical. Love the film, love the soundtrack, everything about Phantom of the Opera. I just love it. And I also really love this film by Joel Schumacher with Gerard Butler and Emmy Rossum. This is so good. The music's just fantastic in that one. I love Phantom of the Opera. Phantom Thread, really great performance by Daniel Day-Lewis, another Paul Thomas Anderson film. I think this was his last film before he retired. That's a great film. And Phone Booth. Another Joel Schumacher film, a tight, tense, like 90-minute thriller. Really, really worthy watch with Colin Farrell. Pineapple Express, pretty good comedy. Rewatched it all these years later. I didn't think it was as funny as when I was younger, but still fine. Pink Floyd, The Wall. This is a bootleg. I'm a huge fan of Pink Floyd. I think The Wall's a great film, great soundtrack. Should be on Blu-ray. And we got another bootleg of Pink Floyd's Delicate Sound of Thunder concert. Yeah, whenever it's something Pink Floyd or the Beatles, I gotta get it. Piranha. This is the remake. Pretty good guilty pleasure, like horror comedy. And then we have Piranha Double D. More or less the same quality. The first one's probably a little better. The Only Pirates of the Caribbean I think I might ever own. Curse of the Black Pearl. I think this is a pretty good film. The sequels I'm not really a big fan of. But if I do get anything in that thing, it'll be just like the initial trilogy. Pitch Perfect 1 and 2. This is like a ripping thing. Might just take a plastic off. I really do like Anna Kendrick, and I like the first film. Second one's a little disappointing, not that bad. And the third I didn't really like, but I had to complete the collection. And it's just kind of a you got to complete it kind of thing. Let me move these out of the way. Planes, Trains, and Automobile. Really good, rare Thanksgiving film, actually. Fantastic. John Candy, one of his best films here. I think they just play off each other so well in that film. A really smart war film, Platoon, that got great recognition at the Oscars. Yeah, this one has Charlie Sheen in it. It's an Oliver Stone film, great film. Pleasantville. A lot of people compare this to Truman Show just because they came out around the same time. Very creative film. Very rewatchable as well. I really like this film. Pokemon, first movie, 2003. Pokemon, the first movie, is one that I grew up with. The other two, I was kind of lost. I didn't watch it for that long, but I do like the first film. The Polar Express, pretty good animated Robert Zemeckis Christmas film. With Tom Hanks in like multiple roles. Really like this release of Poltergeist. This is a digipack. Try to watch this as much as I can around Halloween time. Really good film. It has a lot of comic elements to it as well, but it's just very well made. Pompeii, pretty good disaster film in a guilty pleasure type way. I really like Emily Browning. That's probably why I have this film, and I just like historical based films. Portrait of a Lady on Fire, really great film. I forgot the name of the filmmaker, as always. Celine Sciamma. She's pronounced it wrong, but she's been making some good stuff. This is a really good film. Nice love story. Poseidon. Nice disaster film, kind of like in the vein of Titanic, but well done, well made. I like that one. It's probably a remake, I think. The Postman Always Rings Twice, a classic that I was blown away with in the first watch. Really, really good film. Definitely recommended. One that maybe not a lot of people have heard about, Poultrygeist. This is like a Lloyd Kaufman film. Kind of like a spoofy horror film. I like that one quite a bit. Hard to find that one though. Then we have Predator 3 movie collection. Grew up with Predator, love it. 2 is pretty good. Predators is also pretty good as well. That's a nice set right there. And then we have the Predator, which was kind of disappointing. Shane Black film, but it's all right. Got to complete those. The Prestige, probably my favorite Christopher Nolan film. Saw this in theaters, was blown away. Really like the magic aspect of it, and the rivaling magicians. Pretty Woman, a classic. Gotta take these slips off. They just start glaring now. Great Julia Roberts performance. I really like that film. Pretty in Pink, another classic. This is the Paramount Pictures release with Molly Ringwald. That's great. This came in a horror pack. I'm really not a fan of Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. It's just all right, but it does have Lily James, who I like. But it's a 4K, so kept it. And another horror pack release. It's weird that they both are together, but it's Priest and Legion. Not really crazy about either of these films. This looks like a Paul Bettany double pack. One of the best Studio Ghibli films, Princess Mononoke. Love this film. I think it's fantastic. It's a little long, but it's an absolute animated epic. I think this film is amazing. As far as Hayao Miyazaki films goes, I think Kiki's Delivery Service is 1 for me. Then Neighbor Totoro and Mononoke 3. Actually, in that studio, there's another one that I really like that I'll get to. Howard Stern's Private Parts, a decent film with Howard Stern acting in it. And then we have The Producers, a really good film with Gene Wilder and Mel Brooks about trying to get a flop just to make money off of a film flopping. I think it's a really good film. And then we have a really great film, Promising Young Woman, with a great Carey Mulligan performance. I wish she had won an Oscar already, because I think she's just great in everything she does. She always gets nominated, but never just doesn't get it there. And then we had this release of Public Affairs. I think it's like a kind of like an erotic release there. All right, so that is that for this row, and then we'll just go ahead and continue and see what happens next. Thank you.